Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today I'm answering a Dear Ruth Theresa question. So, just so you know, before we get started, I did answer this person's question face to face, but I thought this would be a subject that a lot of people could take advantage of understanding. So, over the last few weeks, have had several clients that have had family members, usually parents, that have passed. And as the parents' energy starts to kind of like, you can tell like it's getting close, maybe not like going to pass in a few hours, but kind of like you're getting close to the end, like a few weeks away. We had made several appointments with them, and we would have these conversations with their parents and kind of like the spirit guides and their guardian angels of the parents, and kind of like, is there something else the child could be doing to help or assist? And one of the things that I thought was really interesting is my one of my clients had kind of like a interesting childhood. She was not the favorite child, but she was the one who was always called upon, like when it was something that had to be done or something that needed to be taken care of. And one of the things I thought was really interesting when I was around her and her mom one time for one of our appointments. Her mom was trying to tell her, like, I apologize for this. And she kept cutting off her mom. And it took me a second to kind of like, the mom really needs to get this out. And so I kind of, I pulled her aside and I said, you've really got to let her say this. And she goes, I just don't feel like I need to cry anymore. Or I kind of feel like I'm already upset. And I said, I understand. Yet at the same time, you don't know how much longer you have her in this state where in a few hours or even a few minutes, she could go into like a coma state where you can't communicate with her anymore. And so she was like, okay, I get it. So we went back to her mom and kind of like started talking about what we were talking about before. And it kind of spurred her mom to say it again. I apologize. And this time her daughter stopped, put down everything she had in her hands, everything she was trying to do, and just held her mom's hand and said, what would you like to apologize for? And it was such a healing moment. And it wasn't this major life altering, like, oh my gosh, please forgive me for this. It was just these little things. And she was like, please forgive me that I did this. Please forgive me that I did this. And I think that was like the most important message that she received was directly from her mom before her mom passed of, please forgive me. And some of it was kind of like, please forgive me that I forgot to pick you up from the junior high dance. And please forgive me that I did this. And it was just kind of something that her mom really had to get out and give it a voice. They did have several other conversations. And because of the daughter and I having this conversation, her daughter would kind of like, whenever this came up, like when she would try to apologize, her daughter would just stop, drop everything, and go to her mom and say, okay, I'm here. What would you like to apologize for? And the items kept getting bigger. I apologize that I didn't do this, or I apologize that I pushed you into this career, or I apologize. And it just kind of kept going on and on and on. And one of the last times that she really spoke to her mom was an I apologize kind of talk. And I think it was healing for both of them. Like I said, my client was not the favorite child. She wasn't horrible. It's one of those like her mom had her favorite. And it was very healing. And her mom apologized for that. I see how wrong I've been and how I've, didn't see everything that you were worth. I didn't see that this is what you could have become. I favored, the other child. And I think that was most healing for my client. And I think that's really my message today to you is, what are those messages? When you're dealing with someone who is sick, or is, about to pass, like really stop and listen. Don't just kind of fluff off what they're trying to ask you or tell you, or even if it starts with, I apologize. Stop everything. You may not get another opportunity to have that conversation. You may not get another opportunity in that frame of mind for that person to say that to you. And my client said that it healed up so many old wounds within her. It was just amazing. And it brought up healing not only for her, but her husband and his family. And it kind of just like this wave of like healing kind of rolled out from all of this. That's what's most important, to stop everything. And it's one of those, how do you do this? How do you apologize for a lifetime? I mean, my client was, in her late 30s. And it's one of those, it doesn't matter when the apology comes, it's that the apology came, and the apology came in person. She got to look her mother in the eyes and say, I forgive you. And it brought so much peace to both of them. Yes, a lot of tears. Yes, a lot of talking about other things as well. But most importantly was this healing time with her daughter, and being able to say that to her face to face healed that daughter's heart in ways that we can only imagine. When you're dealing with someone who's on their deathbed or getting close to passing, make sure you really listen. Those stories, those messages, those insights that they have are things that you're going to carry with you forever. It's going to be something that you're going to always remember. I remember when my mom said this, or I remember when my grandmother said this. And it's going to be healing for you and generations to come. I think that's one of the best stories and the best insights that I can tell you is when you're dealing with a family member that is about to pass. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.